work no deal. Like, aren't people resigning? Aren't people going to the US anymore? Why are they not advertising? Where the vacancies at, right? And hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl, of course, Chiamaka Cable here. Oh my god, it's your girl Chiamaka Cable here. How are you guys doing? Now, if this is your first time stumbling onto my channel, you're welcome. I make videos about career, self-development, vlogs. It's all fun. No, we get serious, and then we also play here on my channel. Basically, that's the sum of it all, right? Yeah. Now, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about a statement we hear every single day. Like, if I had a penny for the number of times we hear this statement, right, man, I'm gonna be rich. Like, we all would be rich. It's a very simple thing. It's a very simple statement where people say there is no job in this country. So we're gonna look at it. Is it the truth? Is it a myth, or is it the truth, right? That's what we're going to be discussing in this video. Now, if it's your first time stumbling on my channel, please, like I said, do subscribe, sit with us. Let's have this conversation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, okay? So there is no job in this country. A statement we hear almost every single day by graduates, non-graduates. It has stalled a lot of people from going to school. Why? They'll tell you, there's no job in this country, so if I go to school and I come out, what would I be doing? Because there's no job. That's what they feel, right? So they decide not to go to school, but they see business people succeed, or at least they go out every day. Not all of them are succeeding. Not every day they make money, but to them that sort of seemed like a better path, because they don't need to go to the struggle of there's no job in this country. Okay. Most of it, well, thanks to social media, they see entrepreneurs doing so well, celebrities doing so well on social media. Where I have a problem is when people begin to drop out of school because of that. Okay, but let's just look at it for what it is, right? Jobs are hard, because you see graduates themselves doing menial jobs, right? Doing jobs below their pay grade, some earning 50,000 naira, some earning 100, some haven't even found jobs. And then there are graduates also with low grades also struggling out there looking for a job. And there's this thing of, you say, oh, it's man no man, somebody who knows somebody that helps the person to get into the company. Okay, the sincere truth is that there are jobs in Nigeria. They are just hard to get sometimes, right? So you might get a job, but it might not be what you want, especially for starters. It really might not be what you want, right? And the problem we're having is that a lot of people want to blow from day one. Everybody's success story is different, don't get me wrong. Some people actually blow from day one. Like, the first time they look for a job, they're getting that bad job without even knowing anybody, right? Yes, that's some people's success story. Some people start all the way from the ground up and rise to the top. That's their success story. Some people know people who help them into the company. That's their success story. There are jobs, but it's hard. It's hard, and that's the truth. One, we want to blow from day one. Two, the requirements for some of these jobs are mind-blowing. Like, mind-blowing. Like, when you see it, so most times you barely see entry-level jobs. If it's not a graduate training role, you barely see entry-level jobs, barely see internships to that companies offer. What you mainly see is 2 to 3 years experience, 5 years experience, 6 years experience. And this is not just for entry level. The truth is, even when you start working, sometimes switching jobs can be a problem, because you would not be seeing jobs for your level, the 2 years, 3 year experience that you have. What you will then be seeing is 5 years experience, which you're unqualified for. Now, there's also that of the high number of applications they are receiving every day. Like, there's a whole lot of competition, both locally and internationally. So that job that has 2 years experience, right, that you're supposed to be qualified for, and you apply, there's somebody who has 5 years experience applying for that with you. There's somebody who has 1 year experience applying for that with you. Like, the whole job market is just right now, right? So that job you're applying for, there are a whole lot of people. Universities are teaching out people every day. People are doing better than what they getting more certifications, higher degree, and all of that than what they had before. So it's kind of very competitive, and COVID has made it so that the job in your country, you're not the only one struggling for it. It's not only your countrymen that are struggling for it. It is you against the world, the entire world. Because I can sit in my house and see a job in Cuba, and I'm like, oh, I'm applying because I fit the role. Even if they say the person was being in Cuba, I am applying, right? Or you're struggling with somebody who, for a job, who maybe your company is opening to hiring from anywhere, or the company is open to hiring from anywhere. It means you're struggling with people all around the world, right? That is another problem. Now let's even forget those asking 15 years experience, right, on the job, right? Finding a job on its own, it's a job. It's a chore. It's a lot. It drains you. It takes a lot from you. I know that for a fact. It takes a lot from you. At a risk of sounding somehow, this statement of there's no job in this country is mostly made by people who have never who either do not have the required certification, like they do not have a BSc or an HND, right? Or mostly they do not have a BSc. With the way Nigeria is structured, they do not have a BSc, and some of them who do have a BSc came out with lower grades. Now some people have never even picked up their certificate for once to apply for a job, right? I remember when I was going to school and somebody was like, that's how you go to school, and then you come out and then you'll be struggling, right? And the reason that person made that statement, we're all supposed to go to school, and the person said, no, I don't want to go to school, I want to do business. Later now people come out and be looking for a job, kini. I'm like, have you ever looked for a job and you did not see a job? You don't even have the certificate to look for a job. You're already hounding on to what others before you have said. And these are people, maybe their certificate is stuck in school, they've not been graduated from their school, or they graduated with a pass, and they're like, it's very difficult to find a job in this country. Of course it will be difficult, because it's already even difficult for people with 2-2. How much more somebody who came out with a pass? I don't know if you get, this is not me discriminating against anybody. I'm just letting you know that half of the people who make this statement are people who have never positioned themselves well enough to even look for a job. It's already hard for those who have a first class, who have second class upper, second class lower. So how much more you who have a pass, you do not have a certificate. In fact, you've never even stood up, you've never even put on your system to apply for a job, or you apply for 1, 2, 3 and you're like, you know what, I'm done, there's no job in this country. There are jobs, but you've got to apply, right? And you're going to get tons and tons of rejection. That's what you need to be prepared for. You get tons and tons of rejection before you get the one. So if you say starting a business is easier, truth is if you start a business, you will struggle and hustle. Like you try to find your footing. It's the same way with the corporate world. You would try to find your footing in a world of people, right? So you apply again, you get a menial job, you get a good job, you do this, you leave that one, apply to this one, up and down. It's the same way. So you kind of like try to find a balance. It takes a while for some people. Everybody's success story is not the same thing. Always put that in your head. Everybody's success story is not the same. So keep applying. 1,000,000 jobs, 100 jobs, just keep applying. Ensure that your CV is capped up, and let it not be that the reason why you're not being called back is because of your CV. Ensure that your CV is capped up, right? And let nature take its course. So the hustle and the struggle that you face in business is the same thing with the corporate world. Just because you have a certificate doesn't mean the job will land at your doorstep. Just because you have BSc doesn't mean the job will land at your feet, right? It's hard for people with BSc. It's harder for people with HND, and that's reality. It's harder for people with HND, and it's harder for people with just ND. That is it. Because they will always prioritize BSc over HND. Yes, you will get into companies, but though some companies will prioritize people with BSc over those with HND. Now, even for the people with BSc, they'll prioritize those with 2-1 over those with 2-2. It's a very simple thing. Now, I think that there are a lot of jobs in Nigeria, right, at different levels. Now, it depends on what you're looking for, what level you're looking for as well, right? So there are things you should look out for. First of all, you need somebody to show you road. You actually need somebody to show you road, what to do, how to do it. You also need support from people. You can't do it alone, or you go just run mad. You can't do it alone, right? And you need people to help you submit your CV while you do the rest. So I know a lot of people will be like, hey, you need to know somebody to get into a place. Let me buttress on that a bit, not to burst your bubble, but when you know somebody that works at a place, mostly what it does is they help you submit your CV when there's a vacancy. There could be vacancies that aren't out there, or there are vacancies that maybe they're not on LinkedIn, they're on Indeed, and you didn't see it on Indeed or something, or there are those vacancies within. And right now, what most companies do is that they fill their positions based on referrals, right, and reference, right. They just need somebody to tell, oh, this person is good. But you need to prove yourself at the interview. So you need people to help you submit your CVs like that at different companies, at where they work, right? That's why you need to reach out to people on LinkedIn if there's any space within their company, right? Now, when you do all of that, when they call you for interview, you still need to prove to the company that you can do it. Just because somebody submitted your CV does not mean that you automatically get the job. That is where a lot of people fail. It doesn't mean that, oh, they submitted my CV, I automatically get the job. No, if that's the idea you have in your head, dead it. That's not what happens, right? So when they say you need to know someone, yes, I know there are people who know someone and then they give them the job. Very rarely does that happen. When people say, sometimes when people say they know someone, the person helps them to submit their CV. But the same way A is helping B submit CV, it's the same way C is helping D submit CV. So by the time you get there, it's still a lot of competition for you guys, and every company wants the best, right? You don't want the company to pick you based on pity. Believe me, you don't. So every company wants the best, so you guys will still go for interview and the best man will be picked for the job. So at the end of the day, yes, you just need somebody who is going to, like, a foot in the door. Yeah, exactly, a foot in the door. That's what you need. But to prove yourself, it's going to be all you would have to prove yourself. And then when you get that job, people are like, you know person for there, well, yes, maybe you do, but it's not the person that gave you the job. The person did help you in the whole story, but at the end of the day, you really have to prove that you can do the job, and you did, and that's why you got the job. Also, everybody now has a degree. What else are you bringing to the table? It's funny how even right now almost everybody's beginning to have a master's. Like, master's is becoming the new BSc or the new bachelor's. Everybody now has a degree. So what else are you bringing to the table? What extra thing are you bringing to the table? What extra skill, what extra certification are you bringing to the table? What extra personality are you bringing to the table? Because it's competitive, right? You want to bring something extra. At entry level, believe me, you might not be able to identify the extra you're bringing to the table. Let's be sincere, not everybody has all of that figured out, right? That is why you need to target graduate training programs at your early stage, right? Target graduate training programs, do certifications here and there, so that you sort of have things to say at interviews, right? Take up internships if you could find. All those things sort of helps. It boosts your CV, it boosts your confidence. Believe me, the more interviews you do, the more confident you are. So there are also contract jobs by agencies. Believe me, the salary is like peanuts. It's like peanuts. But what it does for you is it gives you the opportunity to learn. So in that period where you're still waiting, your waiting period where you're waiting for that, right, it gives you the opportunity to learn and grow. So you might want to try take up what's their name? Uplesson, Dragnet. I know they're kind of like a lot. ICS. There's a particular common one I've forgotten, but there are a lot. So they are contract companies. They take a percentage of your salary, funny enough, for giving you the job. But you want to boost up your CV for pending when that job comes, right? So I think it's worth the trial. They're contract and they're available here in Nigeria. Not all jobs are advertised. You need to ask people, right? Not all jobs are advertised on LinkedIn. You need to expand your search to Indeed, Jobberman, Hot Nigerian Jobs, and all of that. And even at that, not all companies go out there to advertise their jobs. That's why you need to ask people if there are vacancies in their company. You need to ask people if they know somebody who there's a vacancy in their company. You need to ask people if they know someone that knows someone that knows someone that has a vacancy in their company. Like, spread your wings, spread your wings so that you can touch all the opportunities that are out there, and it can help you submit your CV while you go there and prove yourself. So not everyone will get into an oil company. Life would not happen for everyone at the same time and in the same way. So straight out of school, it could be hard, but believe me, you would see something that you could do. Right, you will see something that you could do that will just keep you afloat pending when that main thing comes. And it's not just for entry level people, it's also for people that are working 2-3 years experience. You're looking for a job and it just seems like work no deal. Like, aren't people resigning? Aren't people going to the US anymore? Why are they not advertising? Where the vacancies at, right? And it just keeps you wondering, like, Where are the vacancies? Where are they? Show me. I want to see them. Okay, right? It keeps you wondering where all of. Another problem is that you're also looking for fully remote. I know people who just stay. They don't have a job, not because of anything, but because the offers they've gotten are not remote. They want fully remote. I don't have anything against you so long as you're not complaining that there is no job in this country, because you've gotten opportunities, right? You just don't want to go to the office, and you're at early stage in your career and you really need a job, but you don't want to go into the office, and for that it's a no for you. Hello, maybe you don't need a job as much as you think you do, because like I said, you need to start from somewhere. It might not be where you want, it might not be what you want to do, but you will get there over time. In the meantime, you need to spend your time doing something. This is just not be idle, right? And sometimes it's a good pay, but it's a no for these people because it's not remote. I understand if you have a choice, but you realize that, well, in my head, I'm like, these people shouldn't have a choice. It's not a choice. You don't have anything you're doing. You need the money. But you tell them to say, no, I'm gonna wait, and then they're waiting time and time again. Time is going, they're still waiting. I love your courage, don't get me wrong, I love your courage, but I think it's also nice to be realistic. So what I'm trying to say is that the fact that there are no jobs in this country is a myth. There are jobs, but you need people to connect you to the right opportunity. There are actually jobs. You just need people to connect to the right opportunity, and you need the right time, the right timing for you to get that job. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think, right? Let's just talk, let's discuss, and all of that. I think there are jobs in Nigeria. It's hard. The fact that it's hard does not mean that there aren't jobs. They're just limited, right? They're just limited. And it also has to do with the fact that not a lot of companies tend to put their application out there for people, right? So sometimes it's within, you just need somebody, they're recruiting my company, this person is recruiting, and all of that, right? Yeah, that's my personal opinion. It's hard, and I've been there, believe me. When it comes to job application, just forget it. Believe me, I know how hard it can be, how terrible, how annoying, how much of a chore it can be of its own. I know I'm not oblivious to people's struggles, right? I'm not blind to the struggles of a Nigerian. I'm just saying that maybe you need to change the tactics, and you need to stop listening to people who have never picked up their certificate to apply for a job. And you need to stop listening to people who do not even have their certificate. They've never graduated from school. They're forming their graduates, but ask them to bring their certificates. It cannot be found. They can't find their certificate. That's because they've not gone back to school to collect it. They have maybe an extra year and they never did go back. All right. Or you're talking to people who, or you live in an area where there are a lot of business people. I need you to come outside and see what working class people are doing. It sort of changes how you see things, right? And how you see the world. Talk to people who have been there. They didn't tell you their experiences, how they started their life and how they got to where they are, right? All these things will sort of help you. That's what I'm saying. Okay, all right, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. My name, of course, is Chiamaka Okibu. Bye for now, guys.